Terrible.
Thinking Gang. Welcome to the Thinking Gang. Had to pay homage to Ant-Man after giving it to him in the playoffs. Closed out the Nuggets. Now they're going to the Western Conference Finals. He told the Nuggets he wants that smoke. And he also told the Nuggets,
remember this, sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
shout out to them, balling out on the Nuggets. Coming back from 20 in that final game. Stepping up. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns, taking it down to the post. Just shout out to Ant-Man, period. Like he just turned it on in the fourth quarter. He kind of coasted in the game, and he said, I'm about to go in the bag in the fourth quarter. And he did just that. Shout out to him. Ugh. But yeah, guys, shout out to Ant-Man for that. And welcome to CTM Sports. Had to start off with that, talking about Ant-Man, because he was just that good in that closeout game. Shout out to the Wolves. Man, the Nuggets, that was a good game. They played a good game all the way down to the wire. You don't see too many games like that anymore in the playoffs. It seemed like it's kind of, most people thought the Nuggets was going to pull that out. I think the Nuggets thought that they was going to pull that out. But when you're dealing with them young, with the youth, and Ant-Man said he was thirsty for that win, that Game 7, he wanted to smoke, you got to remember.
But remember this, sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
So, answer me this in the comments. Did you see it in his eyes? He was thirsty for that win. He didn't want no Gatorade. He wanted to win. He wanted to take their heart out. That's what he wanted to do. And he did just that. Mike Malone was frustrated. He was dumbfounded. And shout out to the Wolves for saying cheers to the Nuggets. And they sent them all home.
Blade, ready to die.
So, when we get into the truth,
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
the Nuggets looked gassed by the end of the fourth quarter because they put so much energy into those first three quarters. And the youth kicked in. Sometimes youth works in your favor, and that's what we saw. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for going down in the post. Banging down in the post, mid-range, turnaround jumpers on the block. Listen to me. When Cat does that, he cannot be stopped. Ask the Nuggets. He can't be stopped. Joker couldn't stop him. They tried to double him, couldn't stop him. They sent different bodies at him, couldn't stop him. Shout out to Karl Anthony Towns for holding the Joker. He didn't stop him, but he slowed him down enough. Shout out to Cat for stepping up. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to make a prediction right here, right now. If Cat does the same thing against the Mavericks are going to have a hard time beating the Wolves. If Cat can mix his game up and do post, mid-range, and three, not just three. If he stay down in the block, he gonna give the Nuggets a hard time. Ant-Man and Kyrie, that's gonna be a different matchup as well. And it's gonna be a chess match between those two guys because Kyrie will put you on skates real quick. And Anthony Edwards is just like a Highlander, man.
There can be only one.
He trying to take your head off and let you know.
There can be only one.
So let me know in the comments, who do you got for the Mavericks and the Wolves game? Who you got? Let me know. Who you got?
Hey, this is Mike Flair, and bingo, you're watching CTM Sports. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and continue watching. Bottom line, bingo.
So, do you think the Wolves can win a championship this year? Everybody said they was too young, they wouldn't get past the Nuggets. I think I even said it. But they did just that. They said cheers to the Nuggets. You cannot let a young team take you the distance because the youth probably is going to beat you by default because they have a little bit more energy than you have. You got to close out. That's one of the hardest things to do, guys, in NBA. Even in NFL, like professional sports, is to close another team out, to put your foot on their neck and keep it there and close out the game. I think when the Nuggets was up by 20, they thought that they was going to give up the Wolves, but they did not. They were still thirsty.
But remember this. Sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
And when that thirst kicked in that fourth quarter, you saw it. They came back from 20, down 20. What's my guy name? Is it Conley? The dirty left, I forgot his name. I think it's Mike Conley. He was even shooting threes aggressively. Usually he's more of a distributor. But when Anthony Edwards got contagious, he turned it on, everybody else just followed suit. And that's kind of how it go when you got a player like that on your team. You can't. Matter of fact, let's look at Anthony Edwards a little bit more. KD song. Jakob. What was out there like Super Mario? Ooh, that's enough. Lord have mercy. What's he gonna do with that? Can the Mavs stop that? Let me know in the comments. Now, moving up, the Pacers close out the Knicks. Let me know, do you think the extra minutes, the long minutes they played, only like an 8-man rotation, did it catch up with the Knicks? Excuse me. Ooh, it's getting late, and I'm getting old. Did the minutes catch up with the Knicks? Playing almost 40 minutes a game. People were saying that Coach Tibbs, he run his players in the ground. Did he run his players in the ground, or were the youth of the Pacers just in the depth of the Pacers too strong? That's one thing about a Rick Carlisle team people don't give him credit for. He usually has almost like a 10-man rotation if he wanted to go that far down the bench. He used a lot of his players, and he's almost like he had them ready for certain situations. He even did it with the Mavericks when they won the championship. They had a nice little depth of players on their team. And the Pacers pretty much ran the Knicks out the gym. But shout out to, I forgot to put the video out there, but Brunson, man, he played his heart out, man. Like, if you had any questions about Brunson, they should have been answered, because they could not stop that dude. And he is only 6'2", 6'3". Now, he was posting dudes up more than the big man for the Knicks. And I say it once again. It seems like Brunson's bringing the mid-range game back. It seems like SGA is bringing the mid-range game back. Or that mid-post, guards doing the mid-post. So let me know in the comments. The Knicks played their hearts out, man. They did, man. Salute. I just don't think they had enough gas to get past the Pacers. And it shouldn't have, if they would have ended the series before the Game 7, it's like the Pacers, that youth, man, that thirst, that youth.
But remember this. Sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
Happen when you play young guys. When the thirst kick in. It's like the Nuggets said, when you won a championship, you're not the hunter, you become the hunted. So the thirst is different. But when you're the hunter, it's a different kind of thirst. When you hunting and you taking people out, it's a whole nother level of a mentality. But when you're the one being hunted, when the rabbit got the gun, it's a whole nother, it's like the desire not there. You feel like, well, I already won one anyway, so they was gassed out. Even the coaches, like, they're gassed out. One of the best speeches I ever heard, Mike Malone say, he said, hey, they gassed out. We gave it our all. Even though we lost, I can walk out of here with my head up because they gave it their all. One of the best speeches. That's how life works. If you give it your best, it don't work out the way you want it to work out. Know that if you gave it your best, you can walk out with your head up. And you'll do better the next time. Because sometimes you can't go undefeated. You can't win them all. But shout out to the Wolves. Shout out to the Pacers. Can any team in the East beat anybody that come out the West? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Can the Celtics or the Pacers, could they beat the Mavericks or the Wolves? I think that the Wolves will make a hard matchup for any one of those teams in the East. I think they will match up better against the Celtics. But I think that they're so much of a balanced team. They have a good wing defenders. I think it'll be really hard. The only way I would give the Celtics a chance is if the unicorn, Porzingis, can come back from injury and play well for the Celtics. Then I may give them a chance. But if he don't come back from the injury, though, but tell me, man, what y'all think about Tatum?
That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
What y'all think about Tatum? That's a possible matchup, Tatum and Anthony Edwards. Possible matchup. That would be a good matchup. I would love to see that matchup, Tatum and Edwards in the finals. Two young guns going at it like little Titans, man. Be great. Also, let me know what you think about Luka, how he fit between Edwards and Kyrie. Because Mike Conley, that's going to be a tough matchup holding Luka. I don't think they're going to have him holding Luka, though. But Luka has to get healthy. I can see he's playing hurt. He's not 100%. I hope he can get healthy because if they beat the Wolves, which I don't think they will, they got a good chance of winning the finals this year. Since they beat the Wolves, OKC. Shout out to OKC. I think OKC was just too young to really soak in and take over the moment. But SGA, man, played his heart out, man. Everybody else is going to have to get better next year. Chet, his first year back, he's only going to get better next year. They need to get another, like a 3, like a shooting forward. If they can get a premier shooting forward, I think that they will be the team to be reckoned with next year. But SGA, man, played his heart out, man. I think, though, what I'm starting to see, though, is a lot of these players that's good, they don't want to hold the best players because they don't want to get in foul trouble. If I was SGA, I probably would have took the challenge to hold Luka, try to limit him to get hot because when Luka get hot, the whole team, it's like it just sparked the whole team. You have to slow him down. And even though he was hurt, he still was playing lights out when it was time for him to do it. He picked his spots in the game. You could clearly tell that. But shout out to Luka, shout out to Kyrie, shout out to PJ Washington. I hope Tim Hardaway Jr. gets some more tick. And they balled out, man. I hate for the LKC to lose the game on a foul like that, but that's come with youth. You cannot foul people in those situations at the end of the game. You got to be careful. And if you're not, you can't give nobody a chance or it's going to be cheers to you, buddy. And that's kind of what happens. So, who you got going to the finals this year based on the slides now? Let's go look at the bracket real quick. Let's look at it. I'm going to go to NBA.com. Let me know what you've been thinking about the playoffs this year. It's been pretty competitive. Let me know what you think about it. Excuse me, guys. Trying to get to the bracket. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know it's right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. It's going to be a good matchup right here. Mavericks, Timberwolves, Celtics, Pacers. Who you got? I want to say Timberwolves and Celtics. I don't know why. That's where I'm going with it, and I'm going to go with that. Timberwolves, Celtics for the finals. And it may go 7 games because they kind of evenly match. If Porzingis come back, it may go 7 games. If Porzingis can come back and be healthy, I think the Celtics and the Timberwolves will be a great finals matchup to watch. You don't want to miss that. Let me know in the comments who you got for the finals. Let me know who you picking. But to the Thunder, to the Nuggets, to the Knicks, you gotta beat them down. You can't go to 7 games. 7 games is tough. That last game seemed like youth most of the time, unless you got that killer instinct. The most time, the thirst, that youth, that something about that youth and that thirst they have to win, man. It always come back and get you.
But remember this: sooner or later, the thirst always wins.
And that's what happens, man. You put in all your best, you think you got them down, then the thirst kick in, next thing you know, they come back and win. And it's tough, man. It's tough. Hate it for them, but man, you gotta take care of business, man, if you can. You think about those 2 games they gave up in the beginning of the series. That could have cost them the series, the Nuggets. Had to put too much energy into it to try to beat the Wolves. If they would have just split those 2 games, just 1-1, could have been had a whole different series. But hindsight is 2020. Shout out to the teams who advanced, the teams who didn't advance. Hey, you got next year, baby. Yo, this is Mike. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching CTM Sports. Make sure you watch our other content. We did reaction videos this weekend on the Diddy situation. We did another one on the Joy Taylor, talking about the 3 F's, being fine, being funny, and having the finances. We did a reaction on that. And now you watching sports. Thanks for watching. And this is Mike, and I'm signing out.
Hey, this is Mike Flair, and bingo, you're watching CTM Sports. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and continue watching. Bottom line, bingo.